Stellar Blade. Beautiful, wonderful game that comes from a gacha company. Shift Up, the company behind Stellar Blade, is well known for their work on Nikke for more reasons than one. It may or may not be related to the personality bursting on your phone, but Stellar Blade is a stellar game. I've given praises on it before, and it is awesome, well worth your money, time, and screenshot album space because holy shit, I'll do anything for Eve. Anything. With its recent release on PC, as well as the collab with Nikke and the recent musings from the director that Stellar Blade 2 is looking to be a thing in the future, now is a great time to talk about it, but specifically in relation to, obviously, Kuro games. So what exactly am I talking about here? If you ask me, Stellar Blade was a low-key game that climaxed unexpectedly for many people. Many knew of it and whatnot, but I don't think Shift Up and a lot of people were expecting it to blow up the way that it did. With that idea in mind, I definitely think Stellar Blade has been an overall boon to the gaming scene as a whole, on top of the success of Nikke for Shift Up. Shift Up has demonstrated they can create compelling and fun games in two different genres, and honestly, Kuro games should look into following that idea. Why am I saying this? Well, I think people are really wanting more single-player games as a whole, but I also generally think Kuro could make one of the best single-player action games out there. I genuinely think they could make something that sits among some of the greats like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, Nier, and now Stellar Blade. I feel like I can confidently say that because of how they have handled PGR and Wuthering Waves. Those two are absolutely one of, if not the arguably best action gacha games out right now. PGR's animation, story, character design, stylish nature in combat, fluidity in combat, and unique mechanics in their ping system culminates to a unique action game you cannot get anywhere else. Wuthering Waves' recently high-quality deliverings of the 2.0 patches in particular has shown they can deliver beautiful environments, extremely enticing stories, along with fun, interactive, and sometimes challenging combat, which we already knew they would succeed in spades due to PGR. But they also showed that they can and will listen to the grievances of their community and will work with us to give great experiences. All of that experience between these two games, yeah, they could 1000% make a single player game. But there's another reason why I'd want to see this. It's because of the nature of gacha games. For as much as I love PGR and Wuthering Waves, gacha games and live service games have one extreme fatal flaw that will come for most people at some point: burnout paired with animosity. Those styles of games hinge on your constant daily revisitings and interactions. If they rope you into their money spending systems too, you're not just using your time and attention on their game, you're also investing sometimes heavy sums of money, which preys on your hidden gambling addiction you never knew you had, and as a result gets uber expensive really quickly. That ends up burning and making you cringe when you look back at how much you've put into the game that you may hate playing at this point for whatever reason. I say hate because one of the trends I tend to notice within this style of games is that it grinds you down over time, especially if you were once really into it and hung the highest of high hopes on it. As that fades away, sometimes you'll notice the issues and flaws too much, and those flaws amplify significantly when the game or company inevitably starts racking up strikes on the shit list you have in the back of your mind.
You are officially on my shit list!
Whether that's characters and their role in the story and world, maybe combat systems not evolving or becoming more predatory, whether it's the tedium of mechanics in the world or game as a whole, either repeating too often or again staying stagnant, there tends to come a time where a breaking point is reached and you're left with the sour taste and little to no patience on the eroding hamster wheel that is your love for this live service game. How does that tie into them making a single player game though? Well, it first off would break up the monotony of gacha gaming, which we all need and you all should do, but it also means that the company itself is no longer totally bound to the model of gacha gaming, which in a way still has negative connotation, some of which are valid. In a way too, it could allow a new type of freedom which they may not have been able to fully express due to the gacha gaming umbrella they fall into. After all, the objective of the genre is to entice people into the gacha system, which they implore you to do through time gates, FOMO, locked experiences, and or mechanics behind the gacha system itself, etc. In a single-player game, they can just deliver the content they want without having to necessarily think of the live service model as a first consulting stop. Worst case scenario too, they have DLC, which isn't even necessarily a bad thing, as long as the DLC isn't acting as a way to continue the live service style of delivering content, or acting as a purposefully malicious way of selling you solutions due to an incomplete gaming experience, then I think the DLC stuff would be generally okay. I also think that it'd be a way for the artists and designers to really culminate a labor of absolute love. Of course, there will be sales because nobody wants their creations to flop, but it won't be tied inextricably to trying to psychologically persuade you into giving over your credit card, liver, and firstborn son. It's not necessarily saying the gacha games aren't labors of love, but to me they stem from a labor of profits first and needing to contend with the pleasing and sustaining of the cultivated audience. Keep in mind too, we all know that gacha games have fucking pregnant-inducing music. Top-tier animations,
I shall bring the dawn to all!
and cinematic abilities too.
The moment to dazzle has arrived.
Something ain't right!
Imagine all of those things in one tight-knit packaged experience. If Stellar Blade is any kind of connection to draw upon too, you're also getting more potential content for the gacha game they'll continue supporting too. I think it'd just generally bring about mostly positive things, and with the responsiveness and acumen Kuro has already displayed across their games, I think they have the resources, funds, and talent to make one of the best games in recent gaming history. Who knows too, maybe that secret new game, Project Nami, they have is what I'm wishing for. But anywho, thank you for letting me take your time, like and sub, and be safe out there.